I want to draw you out in some terms that you've used because they flow in immediate relation to this conversation. This moral connection that you've spoken of, moral connection to the community. And now as we see the community expanding, as our indigenous brothers and sisters have brought us to understand the earth community, and that you've spoken of that community as animate and communicative.
Yes.
I think those are really powerful. And I just wanted to draw you out a bit of how is it possible in the Christian community, with the difficulty that we have with these terms, how is it that we can think about the animate and communicative character of the world?
This is, I just finished, as you know, John, I just finished last semester. I taught a course in the Divinity School on natural theology and the new animist, which was a wonderful course. We had a great time together. And one of the challenges we faced is that, for those of us who are Christian, and that thing is a problem that goes way beyond just Christianity, because I think other faiths have entered into a similar challenge. Is that the idea of the world within, as the anthropologist Carlos Viveros noted,
Yes,
that the dominant vision of the world is the naturalist vision, in which the world is seen as a resource, seen as a thing. And that very idea already creates profound problems in how we relate to the world. Now, within the Christian tradition, we know that the naturalist vision, in which the world is just a thing, is anathema. Because throughout the Hebrew Bible, throughout the Hebrew Bible and throughout the New Testament scriptures, and other scriptures, what we know is that again and again, God treats the world, to use animist language, or to use language of so many indigenous philosophers, as though it is filled with persons, some of which are human. And this is so important, because to imagine a world, not just imagine, but to understand a world as full of persons, some of which are human, without that sense, you cannot read the Hebrew Bible or the New Testament and see what's going on. Jesus acts as though the world is full of persons, some of which are human. All the disciples of Jesus, all the biblical characters act as though the world is full of persons, some of which are human. Now, why is that so important? Because an animate communicative world means that it is a world that, in order to live in it properly, you must listen. That there is an attunement of the senses to the world that is necessary for the living in the world and thriving. Scientists will tell us this. Every good scientist, when you look at their own story, right, they were someone who paid attention.
Yeah.
They learn to pay attention. Every significant philosophy, every significant spirituality, at some point in time, it brings us back to its first, deepest canonical logic. Pay attention. Listen, right? And the listening is not just an activity in me. It is a work of attunement to the world for my own sake. Now, what that then opens us to is the reality that a world speaks its truth to us. It doesn't speak the truth to us like I'm talking to you, as his name just escapes me. Eduardo Kahn notes in his wonderful book. It doesn't speak like we're speaking, but it does speak a truth that does communicate a truth to us, a reality of life that we need in order to come to ourselves. And so, the reality of a moral center for one's existence, if it is rooted in a sense of well-being that is established by attunement to the world, then we're on the ground for a very powerful ethical imagination, aren't we? We're on the ground of someone who will want to always listen first before they speak. Someone who will always want to make sure that they are hearing the knowledge that is in front of them before they impose their knowledge.
Mhm.
The problem with naturalism is that now let's be clear, naturalism has yielded, as so many have said, naturalism has yielded some wonderful results inside a certain extractive logic. I mean, if I approach a forest of trees and see them simply as material,
Mhm.
and engage in analysis of them simply as material, I can accomplish something there. But what I accomplish pales in comparison to what I could have gained had I thought about those trees, not simply as material resource, right?